It's the Real Estate Podcast, brought to you by ANZ Home Loans for financial well-beings.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Real Estate Breakfast into, yes, another weekend around Australia, a crazy weekend if you're doing some Christmas shopping. We cover, of course, your real estate news 7 days a week. And a Saturday morning, November the 30th, is this the last day? I think it is, isn't it? There you go, December and Christmas marching towards us. And do you operate, by any chance, an Airbnb? It's your happy time if you are. You're probably peaking right now with the amount of bookings. And if you have managed to develop a holiday accommodation unit, and this is your first venture into the market, good luck with all of that. Hope that there is plenty of bookings at your place. Let's right now, talking of holidays, catch up with a man that's almost permanently on holiday because he's in a holiday location, and that is Scott Mitchell from Mitchell's Realty there in Hervey Bay. Scott, I say that December is here tomorrow and people making those holiday bookings. It always amazes me just how last minute people can be. Places like where you are on the Fraser Coast, which probably books out pretty quickly around this time of the year.
Yeah, certainly, Craig. And a slogan we do use in Hervey Bay often is staycation. For those of us that live here, it is a bit like a staycation, Hervey Bay, I reckon. One of the things we actually do, whilst we don't do any property management, Craig, we do manage our own holiday rental, which is an Airbnb. And generally we see the bookings rolling in up to 6 months in advance. But you always, circumstances change, you get cancelled bookings. So if you haven't booked well in advance, there's sometimes an opportunity to snabble one up on short notice. At this stage, our property is actually booked out now right through to the end of January. So it's going to be a busy festive season on the Fraser Coast for sure.
Yeah, I can vouch. I have been there over the Christmas New Year, and it really does just blossom in terms of the amount of people that come in from all corners of Australia. Now, let's have a look at the sellers, because while December tends to be a bit of a slow month, holiday buyers are often highly motivated around this time of the year, leading to potentially stronger offers, faster sales and higher property values. And the last time that we were speaking, you were talking about just how many of those contracts you had written in the month. No doubt, you've got some of these people wanting to be in before Christmas.
Yeah, definitely, Craig. We did have a record-breaking October and November selling period, and what we're experiencing now is all those buyers, they all want to be in by Christmas, and all of our sellers need to be out before Christmas. So it's a hectic period managing. We've got over 18 contracts all settling between now and Christmas. So in the next really 3 weeks, there's a bit of activity just in managing those transactions so that our sellers can get out smoothly and all of our new Hervey Bay locals that are heading our way can be in by Christmas.
What about the actual flexibility around terms at this time of the year? Does that play any sort of significance?
Yeah, certainly. If we've got a motivated seller that wants to be out before Christmas and we've got a cash buyer that can be in and settle before Christmas, sometimes those negotiations definitely happen more swiftly because we've got motivation on both sides of that negotiation.
And for the buyers, the market around Christmas, New Year, it can be quieter, as you've already suggested, reducing competition, but giving buyers probably better leverage. This is something that maybe buyers don't necessarily think about at this time of the year for those favourable negotiations, not only on price, but also on those terms that you're talking about.
Whilst price is generally the main consideration for a seller, sometimes it is terms that'll get a buyer over the line. So you've got to have those conversations and start those negotiations to achieve an outcome where both parties are satisfied with that.
And just step over what the movement has been like. I know that a couple of months ago we highlighted what you can buy in terms of new stock there in Hervey Bay. The value is very obvious for people to see if they are in a Sydney, if they are in a Melbourne, Brisbane, etc. So perhaps just on the new stock, the 4 bedrooms you've talked about, 2 bathrooms, little bit of land. What is that price point? Where is that price point at the moment?
Yeah, you can still purchase a brand new spec home, like a quality spec home from our more respected local builders in that $625 to $675 range for a 3 to 4 bedroom brand new home, completely walk-in, walk-out. They're still offering, in my opinion, I've looked at some properties south of us again through the Sunshine Coast, and we're still offering much better value than those markets to the south, which makes us really affordable when compared to our southern markets, Craig.
Yes, no doubt. No doubt about it. We are talking to Scott Mitchell. He is on the Fraser Coast this morning as we look towards the first day of December tomorrow. We're back after this.
Unlock the secrets of real estate and stay informed about the latest real estate buzz with hot market trends, emerging suburbs and hidden gems.
And right now it is time for another 30-second property tip. We are going to the Gold Coast and to Joe this morning. How are you doing, Joe? What have you got for us this morning?
Look, Craig, do you know what? We find a lot of people are starting their property journey, and when they start looking, they may not expect to find something that they love straight away. So that really means they don't have pre-approval and they feel like they're not in a position to start putting offers on. One thing that we do know is that should not be a barrier. A good agent will have great contacts, and they'll either be with major lenders or really, really good mortgage brokers. We personally have great relationships with both. So really getting to talk to your real estate agent and where you're at with your finance journey and your property journey is really important.
Why blow your advertising budget on ads people ignore? Connect your business to our niche real estate audience. It's a targeted way to reach the right people. We have over 1,000 episodes on real estate, the largest property podcast library in Australia. Our email address is myrealestatepodcast@gmail.com.
And it is another weekend, a real estate Saturday, and we are talking in Queensland this morning to Scott Mitchell in Hervey Bay. And at this time of the year, Scott, you know, we talk about people wanting to go on holiday, but one of the things that really ramps up is the amount of people that go to these real estate portals and they start dreaming, they start scheming, they start planning for the new year ahead. So it's always busy on the portals.
Yeah, certainly. I had a meeting only recently with our realestate.com.au rep. He was explaining to me that the highest searched period of the year for their platform is between Christmas Eve and New Year's Day. And that corresponds, obviously, most people or a lot of people are going to be off on holidays over this festive period. They're visiting family and friends, often in areas that are outside of where they live, and they jump onto these portals and they check out what's for sale, what's available. And in our case, in Hervey Bay, and if you've come in from just about anywhere else, you'll go, how good's Hervey Bay? It's really, really affordable. So as we just touched on, like a brand new house and land package, mid-sixes, even if you were investing, that home would return mid-sixes in rent. So it stacks up as a solid investment opportunity. This is a very busy period, and I do target this the last couple of years where I'm now getting my sellers that are getting ready to go on the market for the new year, but they want to spend Christmas in the home because they've already got commitments with friends and family. So we will do the marketing now over the next couple of weeks, and I will actually launch new properties to the market on Christmas Eve with the expectation that we will get genuine buyer interest going quickly into that new year period.
Now, of course, if you are heading into the Fraser Coast to Hervey Bay, the one piece of item that you really should include with what you're packing into the vehicle is a fishing rod, because fishing is a very big part of Scott Mitchell's life. What is the fishing like at this time of the year for people?
Yeah, look, our biggest decision over this period is what do you want to catch? So that's one of the key aspects of living and fishing in Hervey Bay is that you got all the bread and butter species from bream, whiting and flathead that people just love to catch, and great species for your kids if you want to take the kids out and catch them, even off our iconic Urangan pier. You don't need a boat. You can just go to one of the local tackle shops, buy some quality bait and expect to catch bream, whiting and flathead straight off our pier. But then we've also got all the large pelagic fish have arrived now, actually. So we've got Spanish mackerel and spotted mackerel. We've got long-tailed tuna. There's been a few black marlin around. We're the only place in the world you can catch juvenile black marlin in 2 or 3 metres of water and even sight fish to them up in Platypus Bay at the northwestern corner of Gari, Fraser Island, now around Rooney's Point there. So it's a pretty special location, as we've discussed. It's one of the main reasons I live here, other than the climate is spectacularly good year-round. So, yeah, if you're wanting to check out the fishing, you can even go to my fishing website, which is fishingwithscotto.com.au. So that's what I do when I'm not selling houses. The only reason I sell houses is to fund that fishing habit.
Fishingwithscotto.com.au. And what about fishing competitions at this time of the year? Do they have them?
No, we've just had a couple of comps leading up to Christmas last month. There's been a couple of big fishing competitions, one up at Woodgate Beach, just north of Burham Heads there, but I'm not aware of any actual competitions over the Christmas period. People just get out there and do their own thing.
All right. Well, there's a bit of a taster, and if you are going into Hervey Bay, you're going to enjoy it. Always good sunshine around this time of the year. In fact, good sunshine pretty much 12 months of the year. Hey, Scott, enjoy your weekend and look forward to catching you back before we finish for 2024.
Yeah, where did that year go, Craig? It's been crazy. But yeah, mate, I appreciate catching up monthly, and we'll see you one more time before Chrissy, I hope.
Each week, we bring you in-depth real estate discussions, including inspiring stories from homeowners, knowledgeable real estate professionals and economists. Whether you're a buyer, seller, or just a real estate enthusiast, we are your ultimate property podcast.
Melbourne leads with potential for 1.16 million new homes. Hotspots include Melbourne's Mornington Peninsula and Sydney's Canterbury Bankstown.
In order to make housing more affordable, increasing supply is important. Just sort of spreading our cities out and making them ever larger is not really the solution. People want houses close to where they work. Densification in our sort of middle ring suburbs has huge potential for increasing supply.
Yeah, because on the top of that is that median density developments, they often face resistance. Nobody likes their neighbourhoods being changed at all.
What you're seeing in this report and the properties identified, these are duplexes, triplexes, townhouses. They're the scale of a house. They can fit into the neighbourhood character. It's less of an impact than, a high-rise building.
Stay ahead of the competition with the latest news, insights and data analysis on the Property Podcast that keeps you informed. We connect you to the best real estate information across Australia. The Real Estate Podcast.